Hey y'all, it's Ray, and I want to welcome you to the Gunnison Valley. With over 2 million acres of public lands and only 6,000 year-round residents, this valley is the perfect place to observe the deep biodiversity that exists within the Rocky Mountains. Today I want to introduce you to some of the wildlife you may encounter while in our area, as well as some of the challenges that these species may face, and how humans can be more cognizant of the interrelationship between all living things. The Gunnison Valley is a prime location for big game animals in the Rocky Mountains, and geologically, our valley actually functions as a funnel for these animals to have a safe refuge during the winter. So there are plots of land around our valley that we actually shut down during critical months of winter in order to ensure the well-being of these species. A few of the animals you may encounter while you're in our valley include mule deer, elk, black bear, bighorn sheep, moose, turkey, coyotes, and predators such as the elusive mountain lion and lynx. This valley is also rich, full of aviary populations of bald eagles, red-tailed hawks, and even the endangered Gunnison sage grouse. All of those birds and animals depend on the rich biodiversity in our aquatic systems through the freshwater streams of snowmelt that flow through our valley as well. As humans, it's incredibly important to not only understand the biodiversity that exists around us, but how to responsibly care for it and make sure that habitats stay intact for the sake of wildlife and our environment. As our human population continues to grow, our cities and towns end up spreading out into untouched environments. The problem with this is that animals cannot make the distinction between the human-created nature versus city. And so you end up with things like city deer, which is a problem for garden window boxes everywhere. With cities continuing to encroach on our untouched environments, biodiversity is at risk, not only locally, but globally. So it's ever important to understand how we can mitigate these risks for these species. Here at the Almont Triangle, specifically the Jack's Cabin Cutoff, this is a great example of national forest land that has been made into a winter refuge for big game animals. This land provides a spot for big game animals in our valley to retreat to during brutal winter conditions, and it provides a space to keep these animals' stress levels low. Hartman's is another great example of that land usage to seek refuge during the brutal winter months. And when the trails open up in May, you should go check them out, because you may find evidence of big game animals that have once roamed. This land behind Western here represents tens of thousands of acres protected by the Bureau of Land Management in regards to the endangered Gunnison sage grouse. This land actually represents about 11% of the total land mass in our valley, and it's shut down during critical winter months to ensure the habitat of not only the sage grouse, but for every other species that depends on the sage grouse. Without dedicated lands that go untouched by humans for critical months out of the year, our biodiversity in the valley would be challenged to thrive. It's ever important to understand how our encroaching cities onto our untouched environments affect everything and in every corner of the world. So I encourage you to think about the biodiversity that exists in your neighborhood, in your city, or in your state, and to support boldly the initiatives put forth to combat the challenges that these species face. If not us, then who? Am I standing in dog shit?